Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Shot 256. Tonight is Evening Crypto Weekend Edition, and I want to talk about. There's a few things going on in crypto Twitter, going around social media about mainly um, some, I guess, cryptosphere related content, some pieces of news that I'd like to cover just briefly here in the introduction of the video, and then we'll head on to the TA side of things. So, plenty to talk about today. I hope to keep it to a minimum. And I'm also going to get to Zcash today as somebody's request. Actually, that was our a recent and new member, Wiki, requesting the Zcash. So we'll go ahead and honor that request. We'll take a look at Zcash and see what it is doing. But let's actually get started with a quick recap. We're at $191 billion market cap and $75 billion trading volume in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance steady at 68.3%. 75 billion, not too shabby, although it's just mainly just consolidation, and some people just actually, have pretty much made their move, as no new trading volume has gotten into the market as of recent. So expect a little bit more of sideways trading. We'll get into a little bit about that here in just a bit. But let's actually get into some pieces of news. I do wanted to encourage you to guys, please follow me at the Real Shot 256 on Twitter. Mainly want to get started with this piece of news where we have Tron being, basically what they were trying to do is Justin Sun was trying to put a trademark on Tron Network, and Tronix, three of its sort of subsidiaries within the Tron platform. Some, I guess, projects that they're working on within the platform. And then Disney's legal team stepped in and said, hey, no, what the hell are you doing? You guys are using our name. We're not going to allow you to, make profits off of our entity. Tron, the movie, if you guys go back, this is an age-old movie from the 80s, recently redone a few years ago. And so, Justin Sun deciding to plagiarize or not plagiarize, but they did infringe on a copyright or a intellectual property that belongs to Disney, and the Disney legal team stepping in and blocking that motion to allow Tron to trademark these names. So, here's the thing, guys. That's when I just hate to see this sort of thing, because it really, it really takes a stab at what crypto is all about, right? What this industry is all about. You got Bitcoin, you got something that's completely decentralized money, and then you have something like Tron, where they're trying to plagiarize, something that's, that is legally established intellectual property that belongs to, a solid, legitimate entity. And here you have some Chinese punk coming in here, who is probably used to, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody else except for Mr. Sun, who just plagiarizes and thinks that sort of activity is okay. It is really not. I mean, it's intellectual theft, which is no different than stealing a car or stealing somebody else's property. It is the same concept, right? And so I'm actually glad that the legal team actually halted their process to try and trademark these names, and to go a little bit further, and it just kind of gives you a glance at these guys are just trying to get away with fast, these fast moves, these sly moves. They didn't even seek American based legal representation to really try to make their case in an American court. I mean, that's how lousy these guys are over at Tron. That they don't really care. They just kind of threw the shit out there, see if it stuck, and it gladly didn't. So it just goes to show, like, the type of bad rep that the space gets because of people like him. And I really don't want to see you guys get wrecked with, if you're holding Tron, guys, don't take it the wrong way. It's nothing against you holding Tron or whatever. Just pay attention to these things, because it does it hurt the ecosystem or does it help the ecosystem? That is one of the questions that I always ask before I invest. And let's just look at I know that the probably hasn't been affected. The price of Tron has not been affected by it. But I mean, just look at the history here. Let's actually go to the daily and look at a little bit longer history. I mean, down like everything else, right? I mean, it's down from its all-time high down to current levels at 0.013 cents. I mean, it's just yeah, it's reflective of whatever else is going on in the market. But it's no different than we'll get into like XRP here next. But I mean, look at XRP as well. I mean, just having a really, really rough time for other reasons. We'll get into that here shortly. It is one of those topics that I wanted to mention today. But just really ask those really hard questions before you start to invest in something like that, right? So again, I encourage you guys to follow me here on Twitter. The other thing, I wanted to bring this up because this is just pathetic, guys. I'm sorry. Again, please don't think that I'm going after everybody. But people just don't get it about XRP. It's sad. BitLord, this guy has so many followers and is somewhat of an influential figure in crypto Twitter, and it just saddens me to see this sort of stupidity out there. We are severely underestimating XRP potential. If anything, this coin was always the biggest threat to BTC. This could be the biggest buying opportunity of 2019. Pay attention. Basically shilling and inciting people to get on board with XRP. When we know that XRP is inflationary. Number two, recently they've raised a round C, fundraiser to the tune of about $200,000. So what happened to the first two rounds? Like you have billions of dollars according to market capitalization. You guys are number 3 in the in the realm of things. Can't quite get to a 10 billion valuation overall, but what happened to the first 2 rounds of your fundraising activity, right? I mean, look at this. Look at the chart. I mean, there's a saying in traditional markets, show me the chart and I'll tell you what's going on, right? Kind of what's going on. And we see it's down to darn near to the all-time low of Ripple since it kind of hit since it's after or post its ICO phase. It's down to those prices, right, at 0.19 cents. And you just got to question this sort of thing. It's an inflationary coin. Sorry about that. And now they're having a third round to fund their I guess quest for adoption. If the first 2 didn't work, what makes you think that the third is going to work? You haven't changed anything. Also, their CTO, Mr. Schwartz, came out a while ago and said that their adoption trail has been a lot harder than they originally thought. That's their CTO speaking. That's not Mr. Garlinghouse. They're also / their marketing genius behind the whole move. This is the CTO of the company. This is the guy who actually manages the technology and oversees a big part of the operations over at XRP. And it's telling you, they're having such a hard time gaining adoption. And you have Chase Coin, who's just came in, and all of a sudden they're taking up a lot of the market within remittances and cross-border payments. These guys, XRP, became famous, in my opinion, because they were navigating with a sort of a buzzword flag, saying, kind of advertising their high throughput. When XRP came out, everybody was trying to solve the whole, transactions per second. Now here's XRP saying, oh, we can do thousands upon tens of thousands of transactions per second, where Bitcoin can only do 7. Oh, great and dandy. What happened to Bcash? What's happening to all these forks off of Bitcoin? None of them. They try to solve the problem by increasing the block size, doing all this, and what's happening? We see that Bcash has almost zero activity. I mean, it's just it's laughable the amount of activity they have in their block, in their blockchain. XRP, same kind of deal. You know, everybody's is using, they're using their alternative currency to transact with XRP. They're not actually buying. These banks aren't actually buying the XRP token. They're using something else to transmit that money across borders. So that, I mean, for so many reasons that I just mentioned, again, ask the question: is this something you really want to put your money in? And a while back, I was talking about how, you know, if this was traditional markets, and you know, traditional investors looked at sort of the inflationary roadmap, throwing say 150, 200 billion or 200 million XRPs a month back into the market and selling it to fund their operations. Do you think that any traditional investor is going to go in on something like that, knowing that this is going on? So the question is, why do you? Why do you? I mean, there's a reason why traditional markets, you know, have that stability, have the trust in the people, because, you know, these people know what sort of questions to ask, what to look for. And, you know, unfortunately, this is something that we don't see every day, right? With these coins like XLM, XRP, and a bunch of others. So, you know, just be careful when you decide to invest in these markets. Do your own due diligence. This is a big, huge part of not getting wrecked and not losing your money, right? Your hard-earned money. You know, so take care of it, guys. You know, you do this sort of due diligence before you you know, decide to invest in anything like this. So the last thing I want to talk about, you know, the market keeps adding more longs. We're over 47,000 Bitcoins long. So is this really bullish, or is this, you know, what are we setting ourselves up for, right? Because again, as I was saying a couple of videos ago, we do see the longs getting longer. And you know, we've definitely far exceeded the all-time record for amount of open longs. We're now way past above that, and so usually when we have open interest at these levels, we need to see the price of Bitcoin follow. So recently we did see a bounce here. We did see this bounce here, and then, you know, obviously the longs started coming in right around these levels. People saw that and started piling on the longs one after another till we got to these levels, currently over 47,000 Bitcoins longs. And then the price did follow to a certain extent, right? But we do see here that, you know, we do have this descending line of resistance here that we have not been able to get above. We are setting, again, lower highs and then lower lows, still in a downtrend. Yeah, this was nice to see. However, you know, bullish engulfing here, but still no continuation. In fact, just consolidation here. We do see that the price here is kind of trading within a very tight range, and it's going to probably continue for the next couple of days as we do head into the weekend. So don't expect anything too large to happen there. But, you know, we just have to be real careful with that, because again, there's a lot of open interest in these longs. We could easily wick down to these areas and really just squeeze a lot of those positions out, a lot of those contracts out of the market. All right, so hopefully you guys, I'm not, you know, I'm not killing you guys with all this stuff, but hopefully it's resonating with you guys, and it's actually, you know, making you guys at least think about what you're doing in these markets as far as like investing in these projects, right? Hopefully that is my intent here. Again, I don't mean any disrespect by anything that I've said to anybody in particular. I'm just saying, guys, like, I'm just trying to look out for you. That's what this channel is about making wise decisions and actually helping each other out. So you can leave it down in the comments if you have anything to add, anything you want to mention. Definitely leave it down in the comments. I'm happy to read them and actually interact with you guys. So that's what we're here for. All right, so let's actually, you know, we just talked about the longs. Let's actually get into some technical analysis. As we were just talking about on Bitcoin, we are trading within this you know, tight range. It is a consolidation area. I do want to mention that we just happened to fall within this range here. Actually, if we can make our little screen a little bigger here, so we have a little bit more room to evaluate this whole thing. But here's kind of what I wanted to mention here. We have a demand area here, demand zone here within this block here. Oh, what am I doing? Not sure what happened there. Let's actually go back here. All right, let's. Oh, this is the area where we are currently trading. Let's actually make this a little bit longer here. All right, so this area here is what's called the demand zone, right? That we've seen it here. You have the inside candle here. Let's actually try to zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see it a little better. But we have this inside candle here, and then the previous candle this candle has to, from wick to wick, has to be within the prior candle on a downtrend. And we do see here that, from this candle all the way to the next closing of this candle, that is what's called an area of demand. It's used in other markets. I'm actually, using it because it actually makes sense at this point. Look, after this move, this bounce, I was talking about the 3 white crows that we saw after this downtrend, which is usually a bullish trend. Actually was a bullish trend. We got all the way up here to the edge, or to the top of this downtrend or downtrending resistance line here. Also got rejected off the 200, came back down. Now we're consolidating here within this demand zone or demand area, right where we are trading. So this is accurate. This is actually turning out to be an area of high interest. But look at what happened here recently, right after that. So we established this demand zone. We actually bounced off of it, as we should, but then came back down, retested it, traded within it for a while, and then tried to get out of it, but failed. And then just after that epic fail here, we just came back down below. The trend got weaker and weaker. We lost momentum. The bears took over, and we took the price down all the way down and created a new lower low from this trend. And yeah, pretty much setting a new local low, but not quite I guess, yeah. I mean, if we're counting wicks, it is a lower low there. There's a little bit of consolidation here at a lower range, so yes, it is a lower low than this previous pivot low back here. So again, although we did recover nicely, we did have a bounce off of it, again establishing the 3 white crows, and then coming back to consolidate within that area. So this is again a great pivotal area here. This is very, very important because again, if we break down below it, we're going to come back down and retest this previous pivot here. We're actually going to set this line, this trend line here, for support for you guys, so you guys can again put a sticky note or whatever you guys want to do, or plot it on your own charts. But here's the area of big support. If we break down from it, not only are we breaking down from this, again, this demand zone, which is making sense at the current moment, we're going to break down from the 55 to 21, it's 100. Everything that is acting as support right now, we're going to lose that and actually come back down to retest 6,600. If we lose that, certainly we're going to come back, at least wick down to somewhere around here, 5900s. Okay. Also, do we have anything else to talk about here? But let's see. Now let's actually look at the daily here. Yeah, no, everything looks pretty good. I mean, just according, right? It's still in a downtrend. Can't get above this area here. Again, we on the daily specifically, we want to make sure that we get above the 21 and the 100 simple there, and actually, get above this descending line of resistance. We were talking about that last night. We still haven't seen that. It doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime during this weekend, maybe into the week. I don't like that we are seeing descending volume already here on this candle. Just opened. Did we just open? Yeah, we did. We did just open up a new daily candle here about 27 minutes ago, probably the beginning of this video. So not a whole lot of volume coming in as of yet, and we're already seeing the stochastic coming down. So here's another thing to look for. We're seeing this trend line here, stochastic being rejected, momentum being rejected, and actually starting to make our way down, right? If we look at, let's go back to the 4 hour actually and see what that is actually looking like. The 4 hour is not really, I mean, it's a completely different read here. So this line is not going to work on the daily, or I'm sorry, on the 4 hour. So let's go back to the daily, and we can see that this is a time frame that actually matters more than a 4 hour, because it is, again, a longer time frame. So I'm paying more attention to this. So right now the trend is saying we could actually grind ourselves down, and again potentially down below this area. Now here's another area of concern. Again, not only are we losing the volume, the momentum, but we're also, we only have the 30, aside from this box here, we only have the 30 simple coming in underneath. If we lose that, again, it's going to be smooth sailing all the way down to 6,600. If we lose that again, we're going to come back down to the high 5,000. Let's just call it 5,900. Not only that, but that should coincide with another level here. Yeah, in fact, there's a little bit of a pivot, small pivot here around, call this about 58.50. All right, so yeah, if we lose this pivot here, we're going to come down as low as the 58.50 mark there. All right, that's as low as I'm willing to go for the time being. Hopefully that is not the case, and we actually respond well to this. All right, so I know somebody was saying that, Timmy J, I think you mentioned you were entering a short at these ranges, and not a terrible move, but with the market sentiment, everybody's just kind of saying, hey, look, it does look like everybody's long. Now GBTC did close on the up and up here. So it is good. I'll be interested to see what happens on Sunday evening when they actually not Sunday evening, but Monday evening, when the traditional markets open back up. If we open above the 21, if we do open above the 21, then I am going to expect a continuation to this, because a lot of times Grayscale does actually transmit over to crypto markets. All right, so let's look out for that. Again, on the daily, GBTC looking for an open above the 21. It is in confluence here with the Binance chart, and if we can get above the 21, then hopefully that'll transmit to the other time frames, and we have continuation to the upside. Let's see, anything that we missed out or we left out. Let's actually get rid of this line here. Yeah, just looking pretty tired. I mean, definitely consolidation here, hoping that the price will actually pick up right at the 21 EMA here. Hopefully this will serve as plenty of support here. I'm talking just strictly RSI here, and so hopefully that'll be picked up by the 21 here, and we have a positive positive bounce. All right, let's actually jump into Zcash and also talk about some other coins that are perhaps doing something different. Let's actually do a nice little analysis on this. For the time being, again, always remember, any of these things that I'm saying, it's always confluent with what Bitcoin does, and it's always depending on what Bitcoin is going to do. So if Bitcoin dumps, we'll look for these dumps as well. So just depending on what everything else is doing. We do see sort of an uptrend here. Although I don't like that. Well, actually, no, it is. It is. I mean, it is on par with this previous pivot, maybe slightly lower. I'm not really looking at the wicks. I'm actually looking at the bodies, and it looks like just a slight uptrend for the time being. Although this is looking pretty weak to me. If we can't get above the 21 and the 100 here coming in confluence here, then I do think there's going to be more room to the downside. That's if I have to lean either which way, I will say that I am going to lean to the downside. I'm pretty sure, Wiki, you probably already did this and plotted your trade lines, but let's actually do it. It's sort of an ascending wedge here. Pretty nice volatility though. I mean, if you entered a short here or here, I mean, you made out pretty good. I don't like the fact that we're not getting above the 21 and the 100. Also, our stochastic indicator is getting underneath the 21 EMA here within the stochastic. So again, everything's kind of telling of the story that the bears are in control right now. So look for opportunities down to the downside here. This pivot here is going to be the next area of interest here, right where my cursor is at right now at about 2670. If we lose that, then we do have this sort of bottom area of support here coming in a ascending fashion. So look for, if we break from there, look for perhaps $26 flat, and then maybe enter on from there. Wait for confirmation. I mean, because we could also wick down below this line. It doesn't mean that that's where the price is ultimately heading. It could just be a wick, and then we actually end up closing a candle above this area of support. And if we do, look for continuation there. All right, just in a quick glance, let's actually look at the daily real quick. All right, so daily, yeah, from a daily perspective, there's definitely confluence. We did lose the 21 here in a stochastic, and is on its way down to the bearish control zone. So as I was saying, with the 4 hour, it does look like the daily is giving us sort of the same indicator. Losing the volume here, a lot of sellers coming in here as of late, last couple of days. So just pushing the price further down. It does look like we could actually come back and retest again 70, what was it, 2670, and then ultimately 26 even. Yeah, it just has a lot of work to do on the upside. Sorry, Wiki, I wish I was giving you better news, a better outcome, but this can also be interpreted as a good possible future opportunity to pick up some at $26, and then you might enter a long from there, right at these levels. Oh, actually, I don't think you can long Zcash, but you can enter on spot here and just watch the price go up. If we remain within this trend here, as we've seen the kind of volatility that we've seen here lately with Zcash, there's a good opportunity that we're going to come back and at least retest this 33.27. Right, that's going to be quite possible to retest 33.25. We'll call it for simplicity's sake. Let's actually go to the weekly real quick. See what the weekly is saying. Actually shrink it up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, only this chart doesn't have a whole lot of history, so we're only getting a few of these EMAs here. But I mean, currently definitely rejected off the 30 here. The 30 again, you've heard me say the 30 is not a significant force of resistance or support. Once we reject from it, last couple of weeks we've tried to get above it, but we have actually failed, and now it's heading all the way down. Right, so don't want to lose this area here at 27.21 on the weekly. If we do, again, we're going back to $26. All right, so everything's in confluence. The bears are in control. We're within the stochastic RSI here. Bears are definitely in control. They are suppressing the price, and they are not allowing it to come back. So, I mean, this is a longer term play, guys. I mean, this will probably last for another couple of weeks, maybe into the new year, until we see an actual reaction off of Zcash. Another indicator is if we do see Bitcoin running, we definitely want to see Zcash following in on that. If not, it's going to be a terrible indicator that you should probably look for other opportunities somewhere else. And for that, we do have traditional markets actually setting a new all-time high yet again for another consecutive day. Look at this goes to exemplify that this is an uptrend. We're looking at the weekly. Look at how many weeks we've been on the up and up, just getting continuously back above the bull control zone, bouncing along this 21 a couple of times, and just expanding our stay within the bull control zone here within the RSI. That is just a picture perfect of a bull trend, right? I wouldn't get off this bull until we see reversal. So far, not quite. I mean, we did look at this. This is a springboard. It's sort of a hanging man, or a sort of a what do we want to call this? Like an inverse hammer. Just a retest of the 30, and just springboarded off of there. And we're now at over 3,200. If you were paying attention earlier this week, I called for definitely reaching the $3,200 mark and beyond. If you were paying attention, that's kind of where we're at. Hit the mark there. So just to tell you guys, I mean, there's opportunity somewhere else. So don't waste your time with these sort of things. I do want to look at FedEx, as it has been sort of plunging. Look at FedEx really quick here. They just had a really tough time here in the past month or two. Bad earnings call, missing the mark on their earnings calls. There's a huge gap here. I don't know if the CME futures would actually show the same gap, but I doubt it. I don't know. I'm not going to look at that piece of information, but this looks like a possible bounce here, right at these levels at around $148.15. Looks like a possible bounce. If anything, we'll at least come back and retest 154.05, right where the 30 is coming in, and then depending on what happens there, because again, the 30 should not act as suppressive price action, not too much. If we do reject from it, we're probably going to see FedEx actually reach back down to these lower levels at around what is this, 142.75, quite possibly 138. All right, so but it does look like a bounce could be in the making. There's a good interest zone right in here, right at these levels where this bounce occurred. At 146, we naturally saw the price go up. A good demand zone is what I'm depicting here. So FedEx could be offering a good opportunity. Instead of throwing your money at XRP or Tron there, you might throw your money at this and actually come up on the good side of things. All right, let's actually take a quick look at Link. Link also consolidating. It is following on what Bitcoin did, so also consolidating here. Whatever happens to Bitcoin, we're going to probably see translate into Link. Now we see VET here. Immediate rejection of the 377 here. Not a good thing. This could be actually indicative of a downtrend on a short term of a turnaround here, change in trend. So we might actually start coming back down, right? So I would not enter any longs or not any spot. I don't think you can long VeChain, nor would I enter a spot right here. It does look like it wants to come back down. Let's look at Waves, see what Waves is doing. Waves also lost its luster. We did break down below this triangle here. Not a good time to enter on the 4-hour time frame. Lost the 100 as well. We're going to come back down to retest the 55 here. If you do see a wick down to the 55, my hunch is let's buy the 55 here on the 4-hour. All right, 4-hour at 0.0001101. All right, 0.000001101. All right, that's where I'd like to pick up some waves if I am going to do that. It just looks like it's broken down here. Does look like it wants to come back down and retest some lower levels. Again, here's where I ultimately enter. I don't want to see it. I don't want to enter in between here, in between this range, because again, there's a good possibility we're going to come back and retest the 55. We've already lost the 21 and the 100 there, so definitely look out for that. Let's look at it daily and see what the daily is doing. I mean, there's a little bit of confluence there. at 0.0001095. That's a 30 simple. What did we say the 4 hours coming in at? So the 55 is coming in right above where the 30 simple on the daily is. So there's a little bit of influence there. I would actually, yeah, that's, right at 0.0001100, 0.0001100. That's where I would enter my buying zone or my buy orders. Let's look at Tezos real quick. Tezos rejecting off the 30. Cannot get above this pivot here. If we can close above this previous daily candle here, I think we find continuation. The key thing is, do we get above the 30 here? So in the next couple of days, watch Tezos and see if we can get above 30. If we do, that could be a run at least to 177, 175. All right, so pay attention to that. That's the daily. I don't like the stochastic because the momentum is heading downward, and there's selling pressure just starting to mount here, just starting to build up. Volume is within underneath the exponential there. Look at the 4 hour real quick. All right, so 4 hours looking actually pretty bullish, just getting above every moving average here. I mean, is this a real test of the 200? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of close to it, so we'll call it a test of the 200, bouncing nicely off of it. I mean, just nice buying volume, not enough to really call it a significant rally. I do like that the stochastic is actually trying to reach for the bull control zone. Just depending on what happens here. If we do get a long extended wick up here and come back down and close right where we are now, it's probably going to be another indicator that we're going to come back down and retest some lower levels. But at this point, holding pretty steady. I do like that we're above this previous pivot here. I do like that. If we need to have some green candles down here with continuation to the upside if we are to call any significant move on Tezos. All right, I think that'll about do it. Hope that you guys are getting something out of these videos. Again, please subscribe because a lot of these videos are going to be kept only within this platform. So if you're not subscribed, you won't get notifications of this content. All right, so leave it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want me to look at any other coins or stocks, definitely let me know. All right, guys, hope to see you on the next one. Your boy, the Real Shot 256. This is Evening Crypto, the weekend edition, signing off. Till next time, guys.